Hi all, I'm back with you with another card. This one's called a black and white and red card, and I use folding and die cutting to get the features on this. So first of all, I'll show you the card. You can see it there, black, white and red, and when I open it up you can see a mimic of this exact same shape underneath, but when it's closed you cannot see that from the front. Okay, so the positioning is important on the inside, and this fold is a common fold that we've used quite often, so I'll show you that also. And then we've die cut only a section of this whole piece, so only that side of it was cut. So I'll show you that in a minute. So let's start. First of all, rid of all these extra things. We start with A5 card and we fold it in half. I gently put that down first and then I score it. You're less likely to crack it. If you start scoring straight away, you're more likely to crack your paper. Now then we take the front and we bring it back to the fold like that, and we score again. And then we open the whole thing up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that die, and this is the halfway point on the die, so I'm going to run that halfway point on that fold, and with washi tape I'm going to put that die, I'm going to tape that die on so it doesn't move. Don't be real harsh with the washi tape because you want it to peel off without wrecking your paper. But I've actually put this on the section that I'm going to fold back, so that if I do tear any of this paper, it's not going to matter because it's going to be covered. Now then I need to put this through the die machine, but I only want to cut that side, this outside. So what I would do is I would set up the plate like that, directly that edge on that fold line, exactly there. So then the pressure is only on the section of the die that I want to cut, and I would put this end through first into the die and this would follow. That's the easiest way to set it up. Okay, so let's just say I've put it through the machine, and this is how it comes out, like that. See that? So then when I fold that back and that around like that, we have our shape. So the first thing we can do is take our large piece of paper here and glue that in place on the inside of the card. Glue or tape, whichever you prefer. And if you've got double-sided paper, well, decide which sides you want to be showing before you go gluing anything. Here it is. Get it in position so there's an even border all the way around. And there that is. Now, we also want to put a piece, this piece here, but we want to cut this section out. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this, now I've got to make sure that's the way I want it, that's the way it has to be, like that. I put that in there and I make sure it's sitting where there's an even border all the way around, like that. And I might just take my little bulldog clips and hold that in place and then turn it over, because I need to draw this shape out of this. But I don't want it to sit right up against this edge. So then, once I take this out, I'm actually going to draw a second line about the width of that border there, all the way around the edge. Try and keep it even as you can, all the way around. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to cut this out. So you can see my pencil line. I'm cutting out the second pencil line that I've drawn, not the first one, so that this shape is slightly larger than what I originally drew. There it is. That is discarded. And this piece, now, what I would suggest you do, I'll make sure that sits nice and flat, is make sure that this does have an even border, and if it doesn't, you might want to cut a little bit more off. Now, what I'm going to do is just glue this on. You could tape it on, there's no reason why you couldn't tape it instead. I'm just using glue for speed purposes, so you're not sitting here watching me peel tape off for hours on end. And make sure you get that nice even border around the edge and around the outside. There we are. Now that's on. Now the next thing we glue together is we glue these two together. And if there's a right side, make sure the right side is facing up, and make sure that sits dead central there. This goes in the middle, and those points are a good way to line them up actually, because you can see what you're doing. There we are. Now this piece actually gets glued on here, and that helps to hide that fold line. It gets glued in there like that, exactly like that. So put glue on the back here. Now don't go close to the edges with glue, and therefore you're less likely to have them oozing out the edges. Now you want that dead on there, and no white bits showing on this side. Doesn't matter if there's white showing on the other side, but on this side you want no white showing, and then you just push that down. Once you've done that, you can glue this side down. There. Okay, almost finished. Now the next section is this. We want to get this black piece exactly behind there. The best way to do that is to open your card. If I bend it back, it'll sit flat. Open your card out. This paper has like a leather look on one side and plain on the other, and I want the leather look showing. So that side goes down onto this, and you just make it sit exactly on that edge there. Once you've done that, if you glue this here, hold that in place and fold this over, it will be in exactly the right position. There, look at that. And then you just position this one in the center of that one. And this is for if you want to do any writing on the inside of the card. Line those points up again so it all sits dead center. There we are. And then the only thing you've got left to do then is to add your greeting sticker, or if you've got a stamp or something, or a different sticker, you can add that. Here we go. It's much easier to put this on if you haven't got your hands all over it. You can line it up a lot better. There we are. Now these little stickers had a couple of little dots and spots, so I decided I'd add them as well, just to create a little bit more interest around the writing and draw your eye in. There we are. There's our card, all done, ready to go. Here's the other one. Now, if you notice with the other one, I added some of those leftover bits and pieces on the inside as well. It's completely up to you what you do. But quick, easy card to do, and it's got an interesting feature which people would like. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now.